Let's clean up this implementation of circles with D3. I'll start by forking this, and I'll call it circles with D3 cleaned up. Let's take a look at how things are done currently. One of my goals in this course is to produce examples that you can export and then just drop the code into whatever project you have going on. And so one of the things that I want to set up here is the type equals module on our script. And also, I don't quite like how it uses the browser global. There's a different way that we can do it using import maps. And also, I don't quite like pulling in from d3js.org. I feel like it maybe went down in the past or something. I'm also a little particular about the naming convention, so I like to call the entry point index.js, and I'll just add type equals module like that, and then I'll rename this file. And then in index.js, instead of calling d3.select, I like to just use select and then import that. Import select from D3. Now this is not going to work until we set up the import map. Let's see if the AI editing can make this happen. Please change this around so that it uses an import map and pulls D3 from JSDeliver. Okay, it worked. Here is our updated index.html. Notice that now there is a new thing, script type equals import map. This is super cool because it lets you define these so-called bare module specifiers like D3 or various packages. And it tells the browser if you have a script with type equals module, you can import from this name and it resolves to this path, which is an ESM or ECMAScript modules build of D3. And I'm not sure this is the latest version because this is straight out of AI. So let me just check that real quick. To check that, we can just go to JSDeliver. Okay, now we're at 7.9.0. So I'll just use that, 7.9.0. And it still works. Okay, great. One pretty minor thing is that I like to have the styles in a separate CSS file because it just feels cleaner. And this is feeding into my book called Constructing Visualizations, and for print, the files need to be really small. So I have developed a preference for a bunch of smaller files. Please split the CSS out into a separate file. Okay, that worked. Now we have a styles.css, and that's where our styles live. Excellent. Now, over in index.js, I would prefer that this data lives in a separate module that we import from. Refactor to define the data in a separate module and export a constant called simply data. That looks good. It still works. And you can see the diff here. Now it imports data from /data.js. Now our index.js is pretty small. Let me just explain a little bit what's going on here and the syntax for folks that are new to JavaScript. Here we use export const data. This is called a named export in ECMAScript modules. This is as opposed to the default export pattern, which you could use, but I'm not a big fan of it because when you use the default export, you could import it as any name. So if it were the default export, it would look something like this without the curly braces. But then you could have a different name that's exported compared to the one that's imported, which I've seen happen a lot, and it just seems to lead to confusion. So I prefer this named export pattern, and this is a pattern we'll use throughout all the examples. And finally, my personal preference is to have a module called viz, V-I-Z, that has a particular function signature. And this is something that we'll build out over the course of time, but let me just start now with this pattern, which is this. We'll have a function that's called viz. It will take as input the selection and then an options object. So as opposed to just data, I'm going to use destructuring here, and we'll pass in an object. And it may seem kind of nonsensical at this point, but take my word for it. If we establish this pattern now, it will serve us well in the future. And I prefer the options object over a series of arguments because, number one, it lets you specify things in any order. So let's say if there were something else, I mean, there's not right now. So we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but like x value for the x accessor function, y value for the y accessor function. You could destructure it in any order, and it also works well with defaults. So anyway, that's sort of step one. And we have to update this where we call it. And then I'll use the AI to refactor the viz function into a separate module. And there we go. Now this is what I like to see. A super small file. It just sort of pulls things together. So index.js typically serves as the thing that orchestrates a bunch of other stuff. And that's exactly what's going on here. We're importing the data, we're importing the viz function, and then we're just connecting them together. Data.js just exports the data. Super simple and clean. And then we have viz.js, which just exports a function that creates the circles. And again, just a personal preference. I love to define functions as constants. So like export const viz equals a function. And again, maybe it's kind of silly, but just my personal preference. That way we can also delete these curly braces just to make it a little more concise. Okay, that's my take on what a clean implementation looks like. And this will serve as our starting point to build out complexity and really cool stuff. Just to quickly recap what's going on, index.html defines the title, circles with D3. It pulls in style.css. Actually, I kind of like the name styles. Not that it matters, but and in styles.css, we select the body, get rid of the default margin, get rid of the scroll bars. Same from earlier, but just now in a separate file. And then we define this import map, which defines the bare module specifier, D3, to resolve to the ESM build from JSDeliver. And then we define this SVG directly in our HTML. And I think that's fine for now, but the way this is structured, it enables us to refactor this part later to use React or even other frameworks if you want to, and then keep this viz function untouched. And then we pull in source equals index.js, type equals module. If we don't have type equals module, I don't think we can use the import syntax. And then here, index.js just pulls in various things and connects them together. We select the SVG, and then we call the viz function with the SVG as the first argument, and then an options object with the data property as the second argument. And then finally, this viz.js, this is the thing that we'll be building out into a thing that renders data in the future. So this is the function signature that I like to keep here, which is the first argument is a selection, or it could even be a straight DOM element. And then we destructure this options object and then have our D3 logic right here. This sort of lays the foundation for what we'll do next, which is introduce React for state management, make these circles clickable so that one highlights when you click, and then pull in the data from CSV later, and then pull in some actual data sets, and then make a scatter plot, and then a bar chart, and then a line chart, and all these different things.